my mom, she works for Delta. So I was able to get like standby tickets because I was just able to like hop on the plane and just like go wherever. So I used to do that in college. I used to actually vlog my travels. I used to go to like, I went to like the World Cup for stuff, like just hopped on a plane to Paris and like I went to the World Cup and then the next day I flew back. And I used to do stuff like this on the weekends, like while I'm in school. And then what I would do is I would email casting directors in LA and I'm like, yo, I'm based in LA, whatever. And they're like, okay, cool. I come out to this thing next week or 2 days. I'm like, great. And then I'll be like, Mom, like, can you like book me a flight, like a plane ticket to LA?
Hold on, but when you email casting directors, what were you asking for?
Dude, I was like, it was the most amateur thing ever because
But it worked.
It was like coffee meetings or like let's sit down, like have a discussion about whatever, and like, or if I see like an open casting call, I'd be like, hey, like I'm interested in this, and it was like, you know, never like any massive things, but it was like small independent.
No, but that's ballsy.
Yeah, it was really ballsy.
That's
dude,
awesome.
I didn't know what I don't think I'd do it now, but I think at the time I was like, I don't know, I don't care. I'm just gonna like let it rip and see what happens.
You're totally right. I feel like that's probably my truest self is what I'm writing.
Same.
That's where I can be the most honest, the most vulgar, the most, you know, I can try to bring that in to my acting because I've been doing that for so long and sometimes I get there, but it can still be a little like eyes are on you, you know, but when you're writing, it's like, let's throw this out there.
As a filmmaker, how much of that movie, was it 100% what you wanted to make? Did you get the 80%?
No, it was, I mean, like, I would say, yeah, it's probably about like 70, 80% of what I wanted.
That's pretty solid.
But
That's really
yeah, I feel like in a lot of ways it was better than what was on this page. Yeah.
Are you going to make another movie?
Yeah, I'm writing something. I've been writing it for a few years now.
The way you said, yeah, it was like this pain.
It's like,
so
it was
painful.
it has to happen. But you're like, it's going to be so much work.
No, I mean, I'm already in it. I'm like probably 9 drafts in and half of it I love and the other half I just can't seem to get right. And so I'm not ready to, I have like agents and managers being like, when's your next draft? When's your next draft? And I'm just like,
Give me
it's
a sec.
coming.
Do you ask Juan to read your stuff or do you guys keep all that separate?
He hasn't read this one yet, but yeah, he's really good at proofreading. Although I guess we have AI now, so I don't need him anymore.
ChatGPT. You have that Desi influence and you convert it into singing.
Aw, thank you very much. I think like my culture, especially like being West Indian and hearing like indie music in the house, you know, your family's cleaning on Sundays. They've got that ramped up.
Yeah.
They're waking you up like, it's time to clean. You know what I'm saying?
I'm to clean?
It's time to clean on Saturdays, on Sundays.
They made you clean?
Of course. I'm a kid. Of course. In my
Did your
house.
parents make you clean?
No.
Yeah,
We had a
what
house
kind
cleaner.
of question is this? Like, what?
All right, sorry to ruin
They're like,
freaking
you gotta
mansion or whatever,
clean
and it's
your
freaking
room.
East Wing.
What?
So do you speak any other do you speak Spanish or any other Indian languages?
You
Like,
know
what's
what?
your
I think
background?
I'm better at singing in Spanish than I am speaking it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I grew up
Okay.
with my dad's family mostly, but I loved my mom and seeing her whenever I could. She's an immigrant from Mexico. And she was just like going wherever she could sustain a better life for us. And I think I spent majority of my time with my father in Florida. And
your
I just,
mom was where?
And she was in Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really like supportive of you right from the beginning.
Yeah, I think she actually, once I started developing a lot more fame, she was like, Mija, I don't care how famous you get as long as you're happy. Because I can see that sometimes this spotlight kind of stresses you. Yeah. You got to remember why you do it. And if you don't like doing it, I'm here anyway. Yeah. And I think that was like the coolest thing I've ever heard. I was like, wow, yeah, I got to do it because I like it.
Yeah. That's good advice.
We were talking amongst ourselves that you're young. You're like a Gen Z, or is it, what is
I
it?
am.
She's definitely Gen Z.
I just turned 23. Yeah, sometimes that feels kind of weird because my sister is like so young. She's like 15, and I'm like, why are you Gen Z also? I don't feel like that. I feel like
you have a lot more maturity. Than I
I've
would have
always been the
expected.
older sister. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those are the vibes.
Yeah, when I watch interviews with like TV stations, like you come across more professional. And I'm wondering, because I've seen a lot of kid actors and they're like that. So I'm wondering if it's because you've been in this business since you were 15, maybe you just matured. Also, you've had these experiences on TV, which are like high, very intense. And
yeah, I think it
real.
has a lot to do with culture too. Like you want to be a good role model for everyone who's watching, any Indian girls who are watching you who are younger, or like Mexican girls who are like, I want to be just like that. I think but I think like authenticity and being cool and funny is really important too. People want to see how real you are.
You grew up in Vegas, right?
A lot of my life, yeah.
How was that?
It's a normal city outside the strip. You
It's
know,
kind of scary outside the strip, actually.
No. I mean, I don't know where you've been, but
Well, first of all, we don't gotta get personal.
Wasn't Sheldon Adelson outside the strip?
Like, well, because
Like all
people
these
think
billionaires.
Vegas, yeah, like Vegas. The people think like Vegas is the
Strip
strip.
now, yeah.
And it's like the center of the valley, and outside the valley, it's like a normal place. Yeah, no, I loved it. I lived in Summerlin, which is like my
I have a buddy
parents still
just
have.
moving there.
Yeah, so Summerlin's dope.
Like a hip spot.
I mean, Henderson and I think Summerlin are quite similar, but Henderson tries to be Summerlin. So I'm just putting that out there. They have their own area code, but you know, I love Summerlin, the area we were in, and it's very spacious and it's very well designed. So yeah, it's
So you grew up there as a kid.
yeah. I figure skated there too, which is ironic. Ice in the desert, but there you go.
So were you inspired by going to did you go to shows at all on this trip? Like, there's so much
Yeah, well, you
entertainment.
can't really do anything until you're 21 in
Oh, yeah, that's
Vegas.
true.
Like they're super strict. They're good about
Yeah.
that. But you do get to watch like Cirque du Soleil, and you know, I loved watching the Cirque du Soleil shows. And
I've gone
all
to
that.
3.
Oh, yeah,
They're incredible.
yeah. Which ones?
Well, first of all, I've been to 3. I don't know the names of all of them.
I mean, you know, they have residencies there.
I don't forget. I just know Cirque du Soleil. I've been to 3 different ones.
Was it the water one, the vertical wall one?
The vertical wall one I've been
That's
to.
𝐾𝐭. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that was 𝐾𝐭. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went to one and they had in San Diego.
Oh,
They were
okay.
in La Jolla. I went with the Famicom from
Nice.
San Diego. And then I went to another one, yeah.
I've never been actually.
Dude, you got to go. It's an experience.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It depends on the type, but they're amazing.
Now I have the
Yes.
confidence to ask you out, so maybe you can take me to Circus. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
An Egyptian princess in that one. I just played Carlos Penavega's mom in that Christmas movie. I just played some
Yeah.
crazy woman in a horror movie named Maeve. You know,
What is
but
your background, though?
I'm
What's your
Pakistani.
100%.
100%. I speak Urdu. Yeah, 100%.
That's so cool.
Wow, I thought you were mixed for sure.
Genevieve, I thought you were Pakistani too when I first
Yeah, I
saw
thought
you.
she was too, for sure. 100%.
Easily mistakable.
How can you mix
I do
it?
tan well.
Yeah, exactly.
So in Texas, do people think you're Latina?
Yes. Yeah.
They're like, hola.
Yeah.
When you go out.
All the
Can you
time.
speak Spanish?
I wish I could. No.
Well, I thought you
should
said you
learn.
did the Telemundo commercials.
I actually did learn one script in Spanish for like a AT&T.
And horseback riding. Let's not forget that.
yeah,
She
'cause-
called me to tell me.
Oh yeah, I took like an actor's horseback riding camp, which was interesting. But yeah, I play a lot of different characters, different ethnicities. It works. I've just auditioned for Italian.
I can see Italian easy with you for sure.
And I played Princess Jasmine in Descendants, you know, just cover
That's
the
so
whole
awesome.
Middle Eastern region.
I actually researched you because I know you so well. I was like, oh, I should actually look up Shazia so I just don't overlook stuff. Do you want to plug Mixing Karma real quick?
Oh, Mick, did you ever see that?
Actually, it's a movie like 15 years ago.
It was the most random film I shot up in Seattle, but it was like a mixed indie American.
It looks so horrible, I'll be honest with you. But it's
Listen,
hilarious.
if you haven't done a horrible film, are you
It
even
was
an
hilarious.
actor? Yeah.
Just
Did you
knowing
watch it?
No, I watched the trailer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think most people do more horrible stuff than good stuff. It's just like how many like
Well,
how
you
many-
my
learn.
career.
That's how you learn.
Did you just say that's my career? No, but if you look at anyone, even if you talk to like famous singers and rappers, they'll tell you how many songs no one heard or saw. And then
Exactly.
you think of the one big one that everyone wants to hear on the radio, right? So that's kind of
Yeah,
what they
I've
think.
done a lot of those. Like we were talking, I had like a music video era. Like I was in a P. Diddy video, I was in an Ice Cube
P.
video.
Diddy's sensitive subject right now, Shazia.
I
Let's just
know.
take
We
it
have to
easy,
throw that out
okay?
first.
Let's take it.
Did you go to any parties? Did you go to any P. Diddy parties?
I did not. I do
okay.
have a P. Diddy story, but it's not for here.
Don't worry about it.
Like, he's like, yeah, we're good.
That's crazy.
That's
It's
amazing.
cool. Video editing kind of took over, I think, our gen, but I liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, I think before I was a fan of like performing in front of the camera, I really liked just editing and being behind the camera and learning After Effects from all these YouTube tutorials and stuff. And
What do you prefer now?
ooh,
Or do you have a fave, or do they go hand in hand? You
I
know?
guess they go hand in hand. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes I wish the shoot was done and I could just be editing, and sometimes I wish I didn't have to do the editing. And I could,
That's fair.
Yeah.
When
Never
you,
it is.
I saw one of your videos recently that you did at a wedding,
Okay.
and I was like, I need to ask him this because you know sometimes you just like do it like a TikTok thing on your own, but like when it's like other people, is it just easier to hand the phone to someone and they just record you, or do you have like, I don't know, some content creators come with like lighting and all this stuff, but like at a wedding, who's
Right.
you know,
So
how does
I didn't-
that?
So from most videos I will work with like a videographer stuff
Yeah.
and like lighting equipment, but obviously at the wedding we were just doing it off the phone. And
But it still looks great.
yeah. Now with how good the iPhones are and stuff.
Yeah.
And then luckily all my friends there were also a bunch of content creators, so they were all filming and it was easy.
That's so cool.
I was gonna ask you, do all you guys hang out together? Like we had 𝐿𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿𝐿 on on this show actually, and I'm going through your videos. Like 𝐿𝐮's in like most of your videos.
I know.
I'm
I
like,
see him like 2-3 times a week. It's funny.
That's awesome. I was actually on his episode. He was cool.
Yeah, 𝐿𝐮, right?
Yeah. Super fun guy.
Yeah.
We actually, again, like through TikTok, I think, like you were saying in 2020, we all kind of became friends, and then a bunch of us ended up moving to LA, and we were kind of each other's like first friends in person. So it was like really cool.
But you know what's great about that? Cool. I've been in this town a minute, and I see people as they level up, they bring their friends with them. So you guys work together as a team, like you're stronger as a unit. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
You got to work with people you like, especially your friends if you have a good, situation with them.
That is, I think, the best part for me about social media has been like, I would never have gotten to work and just become friends with so many like talented people, like actors or comedians or dancers or singers. Like it's just so cool that this world is open.
What a blessing it is.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I come from like a acting background, but I wish like people in my industry understood that way sooner. Like having like your circle and helping each other out, because it's very competitive in the film industry, but I see it with like content creators because it's like, that's a perfect example of how you have to
to collab, but in acting and stuff, it's almost like you're against the other person in the audition room.
Sure. And I think we've spoken about this conversation too between competition and then collaboration mindset. I feel like you're going to encounter those people who either want something from you or they are trying to be your friend for that. And then you can kind of just navigate who's chill and who's like really a little too much. And that's just what LA kind of is.
Yeah, I think that's true. I've also found even a lot of actors I know though are so kind, even if it's like a role that maybe we might both be up for, so it's competitive, you might not want to like share the listing and stuff. I feel like a lot of people I've just been lucky enough to run into are nice enough that like even they'll just like get that mindset that there's not like limited slots, like everyone can level up and people will share everything and there's all these groups and stuff.
You're right. I had an actor sit in that chair and he said the same thing. He said we all help each other.
Yeah, you have to.
I haven't had that experience.
It's an isolating experience at times. It's like your own journey. You should. You should.
I know so many famous comedians and they're all like bloodthirsty, cutthroat dudes.
You should name them.
Call out.
I almost will.
The mic's to your lips. You might as well.
Hey, but I'm curious though.
I'm crying.
No,
but anyway, shout out Dialogue.
Shout out
On that note.
I guess that's your calling card, that because you obviously look white, Gauri, but you actually speak Hindi fluently and you can explain yourself.
Sure. So actually, I don't know why, but people, like South Asian culture is very diverse, It's not like everyone is brown or everyone is white. It's like you will see every skin color, every hair color person in South Asia if you go. Like, let's only talk about I was born in Sindh. Okay, I'm a Sindhi. And Sindh is in Pakistan and India both. So Sindhi people live in Pakistan and India both. And so my family is half from Pakistan and half from India. But coming to the point, because I imagine most of the people would know about India, let's only talk about India. If you go to Himachal side, up north, you will see a total different kind of people. But if you go to south, you will see a total different, So I don't know why people get shocked when they see how can a South Asian be blonde? There are so many South Asians who are actually blonde, but people are not aware of that. That's the only thing.
Do you have English Anglo in you as well?
I don't know. Okay. If you go maybe 7-8 generations before, maybe there will be, but not in the recent, nope.
Interesting.
No.
And because Pakistan's very conservative, so... I mean, I know a little bit about your background.
Well, India's like a color chart.
Yeah,
it is because it's right above the equator. So South India tends to be a lot darker skin, and then you get up to he was saying Punjab, and it's a lot lighter skin.
Yes,
but even within there, there's dark. I mean, 𝐿𝐿 Rai is South Indian, and she's.
I'm West Indian. That's why mocha latte.
I'm South
perfect.
Indian. Right.
Yeah. Well, no, Gujaratis are perfect skin tone. Let's just get that out the way.
No, but
we're amazing.
I didn't know that stereotype.
Mocha latte is what I go by, guys.
We are not racist at all, guys.
No.
We're not colorist here.
Not colorist, just perfect.
You're joking, but I mean, there is a level of seriousness to that, like the skin tone.
Yes.
I mean, Desis,
Especially in Pakistan as well. So there's a very famous thing in Pakistan. If the bride's color is not white, they just they actually force the bride to be white and give like different like Fair and Lovely cream. I don't know.
That
if you know
skin whitening stuff they have in India. Yeah,
These
it's really
things-
I
good.
use it every day, actually.
It's not working.
No, it's not.
कुछ
it's
नहीं
not-
होता है.
Yeah, it's
कुछ
not-
नहीं होता है.
Yep.
No, but that's true in India because even when I was growing up, like when you hear people compliment, it was never because someone was actually quote unquote their features. It was always skin tone.
Or they compliment a baby
so
like that
auntie would be
too.
like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
she's so pretty." I'm like, just because she's light skinned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she could be, in my opinion, not attractive at all. But if she's light skinned, she's considered
pretty,
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it comes from our parents' generation and gets passed down.
Yeah.
That's true.
Did you deal with that in Pakistan?
Like I was not lucky. I won't use the word lucky, but I've seen so many people who have dark skin and they face a lot of they have a very hard time living in Pakistan, especially as a woman. It's very hard. They don't get any marriage proposals, or they are like so in Pakistan there is a thing of arranged marriage, and if the bride, especially for the bride, so if the bride is not white, not light skin, like that will be the first thing.
Harder to come by.
And they will say it on their face, they'll not be like, oh no, we're trying to hide it. No, they will say it on their face. Okay, your daughter is not light skinned. We cannot move forward.
I at least appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
You'll see that written in even matrimonial ads in India or even here, actually, like for NRIs, and it'll be like looking for wheatish complexion, or I'm like, that's
Jazz, what'd you put out? Jazz, that's what she put out for her man.
dirty chai,
Dirty chai
dirty
looking
chai
guy.
color. Female
true.
Sikhs.
Hold on. Can Jasmine dress like this in Pakistan? That's the question. Can she wear a pink skirt?
Dude, she'd be deported in 2 seconds.
No.
We're talking about
Maybe in the
America.
movie. Maybe in the movies.
No.
If you're a clown,
In
wears
the
whatever
movies
she
only,
wants.
but not in no.
But she can't. What's the? Don't
People
you?
used to stare at me like I'm an alien only because of my blonde hair.
Yeah, but people do dress like this now in India in the big
Yes,
cities.
of course.
If you go to Mumbai, like obviously not in a village or a town, but if you go to Delhi, Mumbai, obviously.
Not in Pakistan.
No, not
Now Pakistan. What is the?
not even in a single country. Karachi and Islamabad are the most modern cities in Pakistan, but no one can wear anything like that.
How about Tarun? Will he get? Look at what he's wearing and just his energy. Yeah. Do you think he would make it in Pakistan? Just his
For
vibe.
guys, everything is
just
okay
his
in
vibe
Pakistan.
though. I'm talking about his energy, his vibe.
Yeah, he's a great
It's
guy.
okay.
I barely fit in LA. I can't imagine it. Pakistan, Like this is as metro as the pink shirt. This is as far as I can go. Me and Jasmine, we're in the
We're
team.
matching today again.
Yeah.
So do you watch Bollywood and stuff too?
I love Bollywood. I used to. I was 5 years old when the movie 3 Idiots came.
Oh, the best.
Now you can imagine my age, actually.
He's
Young.
so young.
So, yeah, at that time, my grandfather wanted me to be in a Bollywood movie. And before that, I wanted to be a cricketer, actually.
Oh yeah.
No way.
Yeah. But since my grandfather told me that, and then I had that, and after 1 year, he passed away. So because of that as well, I got a very emotional attachment with Bollywood and with acting. So yeah.
No, but so you were born, you said Sindh, right?
In Sindh, yeah.
And then you moved to America. How old were you?
I was 14.
And to Houston.
To Houston, yeah.
Okay, got it. Well, that's how was that transition? That's huge to move to Texas
As like the
as a
Pakistan of
teenager.
America.
Yeah.
No,
how'd that work for you?
Before that, I was actually living in UAE. I lived in UAE for a while.
Okay, so you live in Dubai first.
Because I don't know if you know, but in Pakistan, my whole family was forced to leave Pakistan.
We don't know that.
Do
we
tell.
didn't know that.
This is the stuff we want to know. Why?
Okay, so we are Sindhi Hindus, okay?
Okay.
No offense, Pakistani, not all people are bad. I still have so many Pakistani friends and they're amazing. But Pakistani government never owns those, because my half family is from India and half from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Pakistani government never owned the people who migrated from India to Pakistan. Even like my community people, they are still labeled as Indians in Pakistan. Pakistan never owned this. So what happened was, it was everywhere on Google when this happened. So if anyone Googles me, this is the first thing they will see. There was a music video in 2017, I guess, they were shooting. It's called 𝐶𝐶𝐵. It was on YouTube. And it was a propaganda movie that Pakistani army wanted to make. And they were telling me to be a part of it. And since half of my family was from India, and that music video was against India and about Kashmir issue and all, I refused that. After that, they started targeting me and all those things. And then they put fake blasphemy charges against me. And in Pakistan, if you have blasphemy charges, the punishment for that is death or lifetime imprisonment.
Wow.
How old were you when this was happening?
I was 13.
I was racking my brain, who did I want to bring onto this project? And I realized, Arash and I had never worked together before. So I called her up. We met up in a restaurant, wrote a sketch that had us cracking up, performed it. It was a huge success. And we realized that we really had something here.
Totally. And funny enough, that is the last sketch in this upcoming show.
Yes.
So we basically backtracked and finished writing all the beginnings
You found
of the show.
end of the race and then...
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we as we were writing, we discovered that we were like, first of all, we loved working together. We were like, in a writer's room, I feel like you want to find somebody that you can collaborate with in a way that's like open and fun. And like, we have a lot that we relate to. We have a lot in common and stuff that we also like challenge each other in the best way. And that made for really good comedy.
I don't even know what to ask you because you've done everything possible, like in terms of like your career as an actor. Did you grow up in Indiana?
St. Louis.
Okay.
I went to school in Indiana.
Okay. But you were there and you ended up in New York and then you were here and you've done theater, TV, film, like pretty much everything. And you're a trained opera singer as well.
Yeah, I went to school for opera and I ended up doing more all the musical theater stuff. And then I moved to New York and did a couple tours and did Bombay Dreams, did West Side Story.
Which is
like
huge,
Asian
by the way.
Era.
Bombay Dreams was huge.
Yeah, it was wild at the time to carry a show because I was not ready for it.
What do you mean?
Like to sing like 11 songs every night, 8 shows a week. It was actually super stressful. Like I just stayed in my room when I wasn't working, just like saving my voice for that night. And I had West Side Story, then I got Bombay Dreams, and then after that I was like, I think I'm done with musical theater for a bit. And then I moved here.
Interesting. Was Race Machete on that?
Yeah, they were love interests.
And you were like, I'm done with theater. I'm just going to do TV.
Yeah, I just didn't want to stress anymore about singing.
Well,
it caused so much anxiety.
How did Indian parents feel when you're like, I'm going to school for opera?
Oh yeah, I told my parents that I was also double majoring in business, which was true at the time, but then I failed. I failed the class.
Less than Indians, double
something.
major in business to pacify the parents.
I failed it. A business class, and so I dropped that right away to get it off my, what do we call it? GPA, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I told them like my 3rd year that I'm just doing voice.
And how'd that go?
I think it was okay, but they were always like backup plan.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that. And then, when I got Bombay Dreams, my mom came to every show and we toured to St. Louis. She came to all like 14, 16 performances.
Yeah, but your mother's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you know his mom?
Do you know my mom? Oh, you met my mom.
I met his mom.
My mom helped me with stomach issues.
And then, let me tell you, I met his mom in Dallas, and she's freaking awesome.
And I watched your entire special last night.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much. That's the right thing to say, Pritesh. What did you think?
Absolutely, you need to.
Okay, sure.
We also watched it. She's a huge fan of yours.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you for watching
Karen did
it.
my show 10 years ago.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
That's the same thing.
Continue.
I haven't grown at all as a comedian since then, so it's...
But what's great is, I know you said you're a comedian. You're so talented, because I've checked out your films as well. You're a great filmmaker. You're an actor, and you're multifaceted, but that's a term that's thrown around very loosely. But you actually do it all. You went to Harvard.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
How did you go from there to stand-up? Was that something that you always wanted to do? Did it just kind of evolve naturally, organically?
I wish I had started stand-up I wish I had started in school. I always loved it, but I went to, I don't know if this happened to anyone. I remember going, I wrote my little, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? When I was a kid, when I was a kid, I was maybe a junior in high school. My cheerleader jokes and all my little jokes about the kids in the school, which is not to
So you
some
started
YouTuber.
young. You knew you had a career.
So we went to a club. I went to a club with 2 friends, right? A comedy club.
Which club? In Boston?
No. This was in Florida. This is when I'm still in high school.
Oh.
I'm not even sure it's open anymore. It's called something like Boca Nuts. These nuts. It's had a nut. I really have this.
She remembers the nuts part.
I remember this.
I think it is open.
Because it's why would you pick a career in a place where the word nuts is in the title of the, of the place you're performing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's not a theater.
Yeah.
I feel like it was like a, like one of those, like, like in
I was in
stand-up-
Florida. I get it.
So in stand up, there will be like, like there's like the improv, but then there's like the Chuckle Hut or whatever. So this was like some anyway, whatever. So this is this club, and we were so excited to go. 3 friends. I don't know how we got in because we were underage, and 3 friends, and we got in, and we were like, whoa, to the comedian on stage, who's like this gruff, like, he's in South Florida, and he's like smoking a cigarette or whatever. And I have this very distinct memory of him being like, okay, like Charlie's Angels, and like making fun of like, oh, I can see your armpit hair, which was like non-existent, just like negging. Do you know what I mean? Like just, and it really, I remember it really took the wind out of my sails. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was like, I really like made me sad. And then I didn't.
I will become a comedian and destroy this man one day. Yeah.
It was a very, I don't think that was an origin story even, but I think about that because I'm like, oh man, if that first experience in a comedy club had been really positive, I might have started like, a few years, like in high school. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, if I had felt encouraged and like I belonged there, it's like I might have started like years earlier.
So you left kind of discouraged about the whole profession.
Because you're so young. I think it's like when you're so young, I left and I was like, oh man, but always had an interest in it.
It was him, Eddie Murphy, and then I did a deep dive, and then I went from Eddie Murphy to Richard Pryor, because Eddie Murphy loved Richard Pryor, and Richard Pryor was an amazing actor himself. Then I went from Richard Pryor to Robin Williams, and Robin Williams is Robin Williams.
I think he's the best actor out of them.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
What was your Harvard experience like? So you went to
Howard.
Oh, got it.
Howard, Howard.
By the way,
Harvard was later.
By the way,
got it.
Tomato.
Harvard, Howard.
Same shit. Who cares?
But that's a very renowned university, like Kamala Harris, Felicia Rashad, right?
Debbie
Toni
Allen.
Morrison. Yeah, that's a very renowned.
Very renowned. Prestige Chadwick Boseman went there.
Go ahead and answer.
Go ahead. What's good?
I know you're on the show Everybody Loves Chris.
Everybody hates Chris.
Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
7 seasons, right?
It went on for 5 seasons.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 5 seasons.
What was your audition process like for that?
It was crazy. At that time, we just had our second kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they called me, and I didn't have a chance to get into my wardrobe or prep. I just came in there, like the way I'm kind of dressed, not just with a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I had my son, I had to like drop him off at daycare, and I just ran right to the audition. And everybody else was dressed in pimp hats, and they had the garb on, and I'm like, I'm not getting this role.
Yeah.
I knew my lines, but I just didn't have a chance to really do it. I said, okay, I have a sense of what's going on. So I went in, and the role wasn't really a big role. It was just like an ancillary, it was an outside role. It was like, okay, he'll be in here every now and then. I go in, and I say my line like, hey, Chris, it was a food stamps line. The food stamps, like, I was like, he goes, $100 worth of, you want $100 worth of food stamps? Shoot, I'm trying to sell $100,000 worth of food stamps. That was my line. And I said it, and they laughed. I don't know what I did. I don't know. It was just natural.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, thank you very much. And then I was like, oh, well, I didn't get that. Then they called me and was like, hey, Mike, congratulations. I'm like, for what? And it's like, the role of the thing. I was like, what role? I didn't even know. I don't remember. I was just, because in my own world, because I'm in daddy mode at this point.
Yeah.
They said, you got the role. I said, oh, great. So I go on set. Do the same line. They're like, $100 worth of food. I'm trying to.
Wait, that was the only line?
That was the only line.
Oh.
That was my line. And then from that point on.
You're like Steve Urkel. They were like, this guy's so good. We got to bring him back.
Yeah. It was basically like, a co-star. Honestly, it was like that. And then the director, he taps me on my shoulder, like, you're going to be back. And I thought, that's Hollywood bullshit. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, I've been through this shit before. Okay, yeah. But he was right.
Does that help with acting? Like, does being a stand-up comedian and also, knowing how to deal with those nerves help you in the room when you go in for auditions?
Yeah, totally. I think not as well now. Everything's on tape. Everything's a self-tape.
Yeah.
But it definitely helps to know how to work a room.
Because sometimes that matters more than the actual performance of the script, because they want to know that, you know, they can hang out with you and that you're a cool person.
Yeah.
So
You've done so many great things already in your career. Like, you worked with so many unbelievable people. You worked with Pharrell for a Netflix show.
Yeah.
You're insecure with Issa Rae, who's amazing.
Love her.
Nevina Andrews on your sitcom. So you earned it, obviously.
Thank you.
You ever take stock of like your career?
I should more. It's definitely, sometimes it's hard to think about that in the moment because you're so occupied by, you know, am I doing a good job? Do people like me? Or at least I am. And then like a year later, I'm like, oh my God, I did all that stuff. That's so cool. Especially given, sometimes I will compare myself to a white person kind of doing more stuff. And I'm like, wait, no, like I look like this and I, you know, was born here and I'm still able to accomplish so much. That's so cool. That's so inspiring. So yeah, I definitely should think about it more. But when I do, it feels good.
I went through YouTube as well, and like you're actually out there putting out content. And what's really great about your stuff is actually informative.
Yeah.
Like a lot of social content creators, I feel like they just kind of make stuff to find a niche and then just double down. But I was actually learning a lot. You made a video about why you shouldn't go to med school, you know, or not why you shouldn't, but just the ramifications of it. And I could relate so much to like stuff that I went through in my own family. So it was really informative.
No, I appreciate that. I think medicine is glamorized because of, you know, Hollywood and Grey's Anatomy and that kind of stuff. But people don't really understand the sacrifices that come along with becoming a doctor. You're kind of pushed to that point by your parents or by culture or by pressure, societal pressure in our upbringing. But you don't really recognize that, you know, you're gonna give up a significant chunk of your 20s and 30s to pursue this dream. What's actually the cost, you know? So that's what I kind of wanted to put out there. I also wanted to caution a lot of young kids that there is going to be a lot of changes with artificial intelligence and, you know, what's going to be in demand, you know, for 10 years from now. And, you know, for me and my generation, it's fine. But for the next generation coming up, it's going to be way different. And, hey, do you want to commit to this? Do you want to sacrifice all this? So it's a cool little, but like you said, the opportunity to kind of talk about healthcare topics, but I try to throw a little comedy in there too. I'll talk about Donald Trump, or I'll talk about some crazy stuff that's going on in politics. And I throw a little comedy and I try to like stay in the middle so I don't go one way or the other. So
that comedic relief is appreciated, I think, to any viewer who's watching.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to digest, I would say.
Yeah, I think a lot of doctors that are on social media, a lot of them are nerds, and so it's hard for them to kind of do
They're too serious.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're in a classroom, right?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
it feels, you don't want to take it in because it's hard. Like laughter allows so much honesty.
You have swag, is what we're saying.
I would do funny stuff there, but I would never interfere with what he was doing.
Yeah. So he didn't mind you, which is respectful. Which is respectful.
Yeah. So like he would go up, he would do his like speech thing. I wouldn't do any videos. He would like walk over to the corner and start doing media. Then I would go to some of the people and start doing my thing. And then when he left the media and go to the next event, then I would go to the media and like go do my thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great use.
Yeah. So we found this like, this like kind of mutual understanding. He was like, okay. And I never did like a personal attack.
Yeah. That you're being funny. Like you did the impression that was what was funny back in the day.
Right,
when you
right.
watch SNL.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really care about your opinions and feelings about
Right, right.
anyone. It's just
Yeah.
like, are you being respectful and having a comedic outlet,
Right.
Without making it about how you feel all the time. Yeah.
That one shot where he's giving the interview and like you're in the background with the microphones. Like, I don't know who's like shooting this for you. I was like, oh, these guys framed this perfectly.
Oh yeah, no, we were on it. We were on it. I mean, I would do certain things like they had Brett Baer was like interviewing
Right, I
him.
saw you meet him outside.
Yeah, and then I met like Brett Baer, but like.
Did he know who you were? Like, as in, did he? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because in Iowa, like that doesn't exist. Obviously, out here in LA, like people make content, like it's common. No one's doing this. No, I hadn't really seen, because we did it like Borat style, essentially. I was like,
Who's this guy right there?
Yeah, no, they loved it.
But I'm curious, like, was it really hard to be timely? Because I think that's like the hardest part about, especially when you're making like
the content.
Political content right now, even if it's comedic or satirical. The hardest part is things are changing every single day. Like, there's so much happening. And like when he was in the cycle and like really kind of crushing it, was it hard to just like keep on top of all the news and like be really relevant?
It was, I mean, honestly, it was interesting for me because obviously I think we all probably do a bunch of different things. And so It's one thing to see a politician on TV and you'll see him at like a debate or at an event or whatever, but it's another thing to be with them on like the campaign trail, to feel what it feels like to go from, 6:30 a.m. talking to like 6 World War II veterans to the events throughout the entire
So much
day.
energy.
You really have to like, and the way he would do it, he would, he'd give the speech and then he would go in the car and then he would start taking interviews with, Fox News, ABC News. It's just like, they would just give him like a little blurb. He wouldn't really know what he was doing next.
Can we just talk about this briefly? So you were doing pre-med initially.
I was, yeah. I did pre-med in college, and then I took a job in DC, just like normal 9 to 5 at a consulting firm, just trying to give it a shot, see if that's what I wanted to do. I wasn't like too rebellious of a kid. I was like, all right, Mom, I'll do it. I'll do the whole thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do it up.
So you went through everything, organic chemistry, all that stuff.
Yeah. And I did pretty good. I got A's in pretty much everything. I was like, yeah. And so that was another step where I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess this is the path. Let's go for it. But when I did like the 9 to 5 in DC, I was like, this sucks. Like, I'm definitely not cut out for the corporate stuff.
Yeah.
I was also bad at it, just wasn't good. My girlfriend at the time, she was living in LA, and I'm like, okay, it'd be awesome if I go to UCLA medical school. I think that's just going to be, my parents will be happy, I'll be happy, I'll be living in LA, it'll be great, right? But when I moved out here, I ended up getting like a commercial agent just because I had like a headshot and like just stuff that I had done in college. And I was like, okay, it's not going to cost me anything. I ended up finding an agent, and then I just started doing auditions way more than like anything medicine related, than like studying, like shadowing, studying for my MCATs or anything like that. And it just got to that point, maybe like 6 months down the line, where I was like, oh wow, this is what I want to do. And then I had that conversation with my parents, and they were
How
upset.
did they take it?
Yeah, they were upset. They were kind of like, I wish you had told us like 4 years ago before we like helped with your education and all that. And I'm like, that's fair. That's definitely
But
a fair.
you got the education.
I did. I have it,
Yeah.
and I don't regret it. I think it's made me more well-rounded person for sure.
Yeah.
But
you also don't know when you're that age. Like,
you don't. You really don't.
I don't know my age still. I really.
We're still trying to figure it out at our ages.
Honestly.
Like, no one knows.
But I think it's just you meet so many people out here who are like, oh my God, ever since I was a kid, I just wanted to perform.
Yep.
I wanted to sing. I wanted to be a dancer.
Talking about me.
Yeah. So did you know?
Shana, you're a dentist too? Are you still practicing dentist, or do you just chuck that?
No, I do 1 day a week.
Okay. 1 day a week.
No, so I didn't. So I grew up dancing, but I never was gonna do it I never thought of it as a career. So very differently in that sense. I grew up doing Bharatanatyam though, and then in college I did Bollywood fusion dance teams for like 4 years. It was just always a part of my life, but I never had to like try to make it a part of my life. And then in dental school was the first time it wasn't part of my life. Naturally, like I had to like go out of the way to do it, and I didn't do that for like a year or so, and then I just realized I needed it because it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit my last year of dental school, and I actually moved here for residency, so that I just didn't know anyone. And then I just went on TikTok, and then started dancing.
Where did you do your residency at?
So I did my residency at the Loma Linda VA hospital.
Okay.
So it's like inland.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you only work 1 day a week?
Well, now, but
Okay.
so then I started off. So I did residency full time. So when I first started on social media, like I was doing.
I'll do
like,
residency only 1 day a week though.
No. So I did full for residency,
Okay.
and then I started working 3 days a week once I got once I finished. It was only a 1 year residency. I just did like a general, but yeah, basically I started with 3 days a week, and then I just never did more than that, and I just dance just filled the rest of the days. So I got to see like how much I can do if I like put more time with dance. And then as I got more opportunities with dance, I just gradually started reducing. So I was I did 3 days a week for like 2 years, and then I reduced to 2 days a week. And then now I do 1 day a week, and then I'll take off for like months if I'm like have gigs or things like that.
That's terrific.
So, so yeah, I'm very much doing dance full time.
Yeah.
And then the dentistry, I just do to like maintain the skill. I kind of like being in that world too a little bit. It takes you, it like kind of humbles you. You see patients that are just, I don't know, you just think so much things are important in life, and then you go and you're like, all this stuff is not that important. Like people are suffering, and like, I don't know. It's just like you interact with a different pool of people than I do like in the dance entertainment world. Not that any of this is not important. Everything's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even like the waking, still I like don't know what I'm like, why am I dancing instead of doing my career, my dental stuff?
And get out for so many of the rooms because we're being pulled into this one group and nobody's even thinking of us.
Yeah.
Which is what like our advocacy always is and our mission for the South Asian Writers Committee is to like create visibility in employment. So I'm curious what you think of that, because like you're more behind the scenes on all of it.
I do see it in casting too, by the way. Like it's like sometimes you get the specificity of South Asian or East Asian, and just the other day I saw a character breakdown for Nalini Singh, who was just person of color, and I'm like, well, like what are we doing here? Like, like are we like? So I think there's I don't know, there's some people are well intentioned and try to do it, and some people are really just sort of like trying to like tick a box and fill a quota and make sure that they're like, oh, we can't have an all white situation here. So I think you just what I like to do is if I see an opportunity to call somebody out on that, I will. If there's the right moment, if I see something and can be like, well, wait a second, like this isn't okay, right? What you're doing. And half the time they're like, what? No, I don't know. They get all flustered and freaked out. And then you have to kind of like, I'm not like scolding you, but I'm just trying to like help you understand that what you've created here is not the right situation.
Talk about Made for Bacon.
Oh my gosh.
What is this?
I made a baking account when I was a kid and it got super popular, and it's a secret. Like 96% of my friends don't know it exists.
Now we do.
But
I'm going to look this up.
I want to look it up.
She's a fantastic baker.
What? I love
amazing.
to bake. Yeah.
Just bake or cook in general?
I like cooking now. I was a private chef when I moved out to LA.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
You
Yeah.
can't just, you said dog trainer, you missed private chef?
Yeah, she said dog trainer instead of private chef. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. I like moved out and I became. It was like a private chef, personal assistant, postpartum nurse job that I did, and I traveled. I was working like 96 hours a week, like 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. 7 days a week, and it was hourly. So I feel like it's like I could go to sleep or I could make more money, and so I just kept.
So
doing
were you
it.
working for like high-end clientele?
Yeah.
I want to reiterate this because she did not just come out here and book stuff. A lot of people think, oh, you just come out here and work, and people are going to see like, oh, she's pretty. People just gave her stuff. She worked her butt off. It sounds like, you really grinded to make ends meet. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Is that purposeful? Like the way because you have like vlogs, you have dancing, you've got fashion. Like, did you just go spur in the moment? Do you have like a direction with your social media?
It's more like I don't like being put in a box, but then that hurts your content because you're supposed to do like the same thing every day. And then
That's so boring.
It's so boring. And so that's why I can't rely on social media to pay the bills, because I can't ever do the same thing every day all the time. Unless maybe I should get 10 different accounts and then do all the things that I love.
And hire a manager for each one.
Yeah, and then do all the things that I love, but post it in separate accounts, like one for fashion, one for acting, one for dancing.
How do you define yourself for our audience?
Well, so you asked me, like, is there a method to that? Well, it's really because under the creative bucket, there's so many ways of telling a story. And so I don't like doing it just one way. There's acting, there's dancing, there's content creation, there's hosting a show. Then there's telling the story of actually experiencing it all. And so I love it all.
But I've always taken a liking to space sciences. Just, I don't know why. People ask me, like, what is the first thing you've experienced that got you into it? And I don't know. Maybe it's something from a past life, or I was just always fascinated by the universe and the
As a kid too, you were.
Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't because I saw Saturn for the first time through a telescope. It just always felt kind of inherent, just pondering things bigger than
Something
ourselves.
has to be bigger than what we have now.
And the perspective it gives is pretty.
How old were you when you
most
moved
definitely.
here from Botswana?
I was almost 6, so pretty young. Staten Island for a few years, which was not great.
Why wasn't it great?
People were very racist.
They hate science.
That probably too, especially in this day and
They
age.
were really
but-
racist in Staten Island, huh?
Which was shocking because you think of the amount of immigrants that come through, historically came through Ellis Island and all of that. But then after that, we moved to Ohio, and people there were very nice. You would think it would be the opposite.
Yeah, the flip there.
It was
Very
so
interesting.
unexpected.
But this is also, that was also when you were a kid.
This was like
so
mid-90s.
times have changed a lot. Yeah.
Mid to late 90s. So I'm sure it's hopefully very different now.
They'll just kind of throw you things once they learn your range. So it's important to get in the booth, play improv, and see what you can do. And no one knows what they're doing. That's kind of the fun part of voiceover. You're just trying. So.
How did you get into that? I mean, did you always want to be an actress, or?
I always wanted to be in storytelling and the art. I always knew I wanted to do behind the scenes. So coming to LA, I was a preschool teacher in college. So in college, I would read to kids and play with my range and play with different voices that I could do. And then from there, every Friday we would watch SpongeBob on TV. And I'm like, I love this. I love the feedback of the laughter, and I want to see what I could do. So started taking classes in Los Angeles and learning my range and getting the confidence. I think that's where I gained all the confidence to say like, oh, I could totally do this.
Once you took the classes?
Yeah, once I took classes.
Okay,
Because it's even coming into a studio, even today, it's a little nerve-wracking because it's dead silent. Like you walk in, it's isolated. So the sound is like deafening. Silence comes over. And then you just see people behind glass laughing, talking. Maybe they're not laughing at all, which is worse. And just having the confidence to know you can pull from that script and have some fun.
Can I just say this? Now, the backstory is we did this podcast for like 40 minutes and our cameras, we had a glitch in the cameras. So we're redoing this podcast. And I gotta respect, man, this is her second time giving that monologue speech about voice artistry. And the way Jasmine pretended, can you tell me that voiceover is clearly
I was
knowing?
very impressed. Like, you are an actress.
And you're going along with it like a super pro. And I'm so impressed. I can barely get through one episode. I'm like,
Turner's losing his mind.
I'm like, I gotta do this another 40 minutes, and to watch you like taking like, you must be like a super pro in these VO booths. So.
I hope so. I don't know.